Thanks for checking in. This is a video response to the Yankee Marshal, who asked the question, is 5 rounds enough for concealed carry? It's an interesting question because it's posed, is it safe? How do we really know what is safe? I imagine 5 rounds would be safe if your attacker had 4. You know, I know some people that have a Derringer that carry 2 rounds, and they think that's enough. But what if the bad guy has more rounds? Is it still safe? Now, the argument could be made that in most cases, a gun is pulled and 1 to 3 rounds is shot if the gun is fired at all. Most of the time, the gun is not fired at all. And I agree with that, but also we have to understand when we start throwing out statistics that most of the time when the gun is not fired, that never makes a statistic. Okay, people usually part ways and go on their very way, never contact the police, never make it into any type of record. Or if we base the discussion on statistics alone, we'll find that it is very seldom that we'll ever have to use our firearm, and it's a slim chance that we're going to need more than 5 rounds. But if it's so slim, then the question is, why do we carry 1 to begin with? It's not comfortable. You know, and so it all boils down to preparation. What are we preparing for? We always prepare for the worst case scenario. And here's the thing. We don't know what the worst case scenario is. Do you know that only 20% of law enforcement officers hit their shots? 20%. Some people will say cops aren't the best shooters, they don't train enough and whatever, but you have to admit that they encounter stressful situations more than the average civilian. And they're still only hitting 20% of their shots under a stressful situation. That tells you that in your 5 shots, if you are a good shooter who is trained, you may hit your attacker 1 time. That's not enough to put him down. You know, and especially if he's drugged up or whatever. Now, we have to also look at the case of multiple attackers. What if you have multiple people? Let's say only 2 that both have firearms. Is 5 rounds safe? I don't think it is. What if you empty your gun, they empty their gun, and they happen to have a backup gun? What are you going to do then? Another question is, do you carry a backup gun? And of course, that's more rounds if you do. An old saying says 2 is 1, 1 is none. Meaning that you need, in a gunfight situation, you need 2 guns. You know, and so if we don't have that, then you're at a disadvantage, especially if there are multiple attackers. Another question is, do you have a truck gun or a car gun? I keep a Glock 19 locked up in my truck at all times. It has a standard 15-round magazine, and I have Glock 31-round magazines loaded at all times. Because if I'm getting attacked, I don't want to have to worry about being precise with my shots. You know, I want to pepper them. Okay, I want to keep shooting until I win because losing's not an option. Now, can I do that with 5 rounds? No, but I can with 46. And so you're always preparing for the worst situation. You know, whether it's multiple attackers, you're being attacked out of the the dead of night. You can't see that well. Back to the original question: is 5 rounds enough for defensive carry? I can't answer that question for you. That's something you have to decide on your own. But keep in mind this, you have no idea how many rounds your attacker has or how many people is lurking in the background. And the last sound you want to hear in a defensive shooting situation, click. If you like videos like this, please subscribe, share it. Always appreciate the thumbs up. Thanks for watching, and you guys be safe.